Hey guys, Savagel, welcome back to the channel, and today we're looking at the Flysimware Learjet 35. Now this is an early access release by them. You can acquire this on their website right now. Make sure you get the FS 2020 version, not the one that's already out for FSX or P3D. Now it's been tested by Learjet 35 pilots and one former instructor, and they're giving it go ahead to be released as flight worthy. It does not come with a user manual or tutorials yet. Of course, it will have more detailed textures, more liveries, and more system features. There'll be updates as well. So the aircraft is not finished yet. This is a beta release, essentially. Now, in terms of what we get, we have the corporate version, the A, we have the standard or custom GNS 530 and GPS, the PMS GTN 750 or TDS GTN 750 versions integrated into the aircraft. Now, we have about 7 different paint schemes. They're all listed there. And, of course, the 35A, which is this, is an upgraded version of the original 35 with TFE 731 22B engines. What is the Learjet 35, I hear you ask? Well, this and the 36 are a series of American-built multi-role business jets and military transports built by Learjet between 1973 and 1993. When used by the Air Force, the US Air Force, they were known as the C-21A. They were acquired by Bombardier Aviation in 1990 and are now a subsidiary known as Bombardier Learjets now. So when first released, of course, it was among the fastest medium-haul jets of its era, and as of 2020, more Lear 35s have been sold than any other Learjet aircraft, including the very famous 45, and many of those are still in service. 735 have been built and produced between 73 and 94. Now, the aircraft has those Garrett engines we mentioned earlier, and in terms of its actual capabilities, we'll look at the specifications here. So she has obviously crew of 1 or 2, pilot co-pilot, and we have about 6 to 8 seating in the back. She's got a maximum speed of 471 knots at 25,000 feet, cruises at 418, which is an economy cruise number for that. Stall speed is 96 knots. Range is 2,800 nautical miles. Service ceiling of 40,000 feet. A very capable aircraft with a takeoff run to 30 feet of 4,700 feet, and a landing run from 50 feet of 2,800. That's using reverse and spoilers, of course. So, a relatively capable aircraft, good for operating from medium-sized airports. We're going to take a look at this today and have a look around. Now, like I said, it is not finished. This aircraft is not a complete product. So we're expecting there to be flaws. And we'll go and take a look around. So we'll go outside first. Okay. So, slow my controller down here. We'll take a look at the exterior of the aircraft. Texturing is decent. Now, of course, we've had from them the Nord 24, we had the Widgeon, the G44. We had the 414 Chancellor. And the 414 has been regarded as a very, very good sim release of aircraft. So I suspect when finished, this aircraft will be a similar release to the 414. So if you like the depth and function of the 414, the Cessna 414, this will likely be a very similar product in terms of what we get from Flysimware. Far more advanced than the Widgeon. I wish the Widgeon was as good as the 414. But so far, exterior-wise, looking very nice. I must say, I've always liked the Learjet series, and the Lear 45 and 35 were two of my favourites. It's nice to see an older style biz jet. These things fly like fighter jets. They really do. They've always been regarded that way. I always love the tip tanks on them as well. You always see these as private jets in all the older TV shows. Love them. Right, so we'll take a quick look inside. But first... Oh, Avengel's not in the cockpit. We'll look at her in a second. Don't worry. Here's our cockpit. Steam gauges everywhere because this is an older jet. Very retro interior. Love it. Back in here we have our seats. We have a very gaudy yellow leather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seats here, basically. Yeah, you're not getting a ton of room, but you're not after a ton of room with this kind of aircraft. We have baggage back here just behind the rear seats. Now, in terms of what we can do inside the aircraft, we can roll up and down the passenger curtains. We could open the tray tables. We can open all these. There we go. Swap the tables out. Can't put a coffee cup in there that I can tell. Like I said, there's no manual for this, so we are learning this together. I've had a look around myself, but this is what I've discovered so far in the aircraft. There may be features I have not seen, but I have not worked those out yet. Cabin individual lighting does work up here. We need the batteries on for that to work, though. Let's get ourselves looking here. Can we open a door? Turns out we can, but I have to do one of these first. There we go. And now I can nudge the door. I'm not sure where the click spot for this is. There we go. We can let the lower door down. So we can open and close our door that way. So if I was to pull this up again, I'd need to go down there. But we have also got access to the step light switches, cabin light switches, etc. there. No lavatory to examine, but we'll manage just fine. Cockpit door is there. We can click and open and close. Nice and easy. So let's hop in the cockpit and take a little look around, shall we? Put my controller down there. We'll hop in here and take a look. So, obviously this is the 750 from TDS version we have right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the batteries on for us. In fact, we have got a checklist we can use. So, what we're going to do is we're going to click on... I forget where the click spot was. It's right there with the mounting point for the tablet. And turn it on. Now we can turn on shocks, engine covers, pitot covers. We can close the door from here. And close that there. We control all these features. This and this and this. If we go outside real quick, we have our GPU there. We have our covers. The aircraft can be fully candied up. Very nice functionality. I personally enjoy that. I'll leave GPU off for now. We've got weather information and readouts. We have passengers and pilots. We'll put people in seats and see what happens. Oh, we get to pick people. Okay, we'll pick people. Rick back, Rick normal. What's the difference between Rick back and Rick normal? I have to work this out. Oh, so people do appear. Hi, folks. Oh, he's leaning back. That's what Rick back means. Rick normal. Hey, normal Rick. Alicia rather than Mark. Oh, click it again. Bunch of kids in the back there. Smaller seats. We can fit 3 in there. Cool. He looks very thoughtful. She's on the phone and looking very annoyed at the children. I'm not sure why a lady of that age is wearing that kind of dress, but either way, your choice, madam. She looks done with this crap as well. Everyone looks really upset to be here. Well, they're going to have a reason to be upset to be here soon, because I'm flying. In fact, you'll get to see me in the cockpit once we get things started up. Oh, let's put the pilot on. Hello, it's Avangel. Hi. Avangel face reveal. Yes. Let's get in the cockpit here. Oh, God, I look terrifying. That's horrifying. Look at me. Oh, my God. It's inside the glass. There we go. I look less terrifying from this angle. Much less terrifying. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only girl that added to a video game whose chest got smaller when they went into a game. But, yes, this is Avangel. This is the Got Friends Buddies Avatar pack. I've been included very graciously by them in that latest pack release, so you can fly me, or have me as your co-pilot, or if you are brave enough, in the aircraft. And trust me, I don't look quite as wooden and unblinking in real life, I promise. I really don't. I blink. I can blink, I promise. And my expression changes, just about. Okay, so we have our people in there. So down here we have weight and limits. We've got everything here in terms of fuel. And we go to here, we can go to our different checklists. So engines, cover removed, ground power unit as required, baggage is secured. Those are all done. Control locks are off. Yes. Belts, harness to the seats, parking brake is set, flight controls checked. Okay, pre-start will be passenger mask valve to auto. I don't know where some of these are actually located, which is going to be a bit of a problem, but we'll make it work. We'll just skip the ones we don't know, because running around the cockpit finding some of these things is actually kind of hard. They do secrete them in weird places. There's a volume switches down there. So we'll screw up oxygen. We don't need oxygen for this flight. Circuit breakers are all in. Landing gear is set to down. Emergency batteries are checked and on. Panel switches, avionics are off or set. Fuel computer is on. Those are there. Pitch trim is set down here. That is... I can't do that until I have battery power, so... There we go. We'll set our pitch trim to neutral. There we go. Okay. Looking down here, because before we'd have the power from the generator, so that would do it for us. Anti-skid is going to be on. Where did he hide the anti-skid? It's on one of these levels. But you know what? We're not going to worry about skidding because we're too cool for that kind of thing. Jet pumps are on. Those are down here. Standby pumps will be on for the start. Fuel jettison there. Cross flows and fuel valves. Everything else we'd use down there. Steering lock is here. You'll need to enable this to actually have nose wheel steering. You'll notice that we get that warning pop-up on our thing there. Bleeder is already on. Pilot altimeter is set. Close to start. Checklist. Cabin door is secured. Fuel computers are on. Air conditioners off. Auto heat off. Batteries on. Inverters on. Primary and secondary inverters are on. Engaged. Parking brake is set already. Hydraulic pump is off. Anti-skid's there. Hydraulic pump is off. Beacon light is on. That's correct. Thrust levers are in cut off. They are. Engine start. So ensure N1. So we'll go for our first one here. Start with the left. We'll let this yell at me for a minute about TOR systems test failing. We'll notice this come up.
TOS system failure.
Yeah.
GPWS system failure.
Notch that into on. And as that spools up, we'll switch to generator. Right start there. Okay. Flaps and spoilers, we'll check those. Now I have noticed that I have issues with getting my actual flight controls to operate these various levers in the aircraft. For example, I'm moving my gear lever now. In fact, it was up this whole time and it won't respond. I have to use G or actually click it in the cockpit. I believe I had something like this with the Chancellor at times. Oh no, I didn't with the gear. So, unknown if that's a known issue yet, but that will be a thing. Second engine's coming online. Pitot heat will knock off. There we are. Okay, let's put the hydraulics on now as we are required to. Everything's looking good. So we'll leave the rest of these because really, do you think you expect me to follow? You expect me to follow a checklist? Oh, you asked the wrong question, boys and girls. We're going to fly this by the seat of our pants because a lot of you will, a lot of you don't got no time for checklists, and we're just going to make it up as we go along. So the stall warnings, we need to make sure those are engaged here. Stall warnings left and right, and our right generator. So we need to make sure we move that from neutral to up, and our right generator is on. Now I'm pretty sure my pitot heat's on. I'm just not sure where the switch is in the cockpit, but it's apparently set to on. Not the end of the world. We'll go with it. You're going to want to have the seatbelt light on this entire time. Where is that? Oh yeah, that's going to have to stay on. Okay, so let's get this thing going, shall we? Now, we're going to fly across to Friday Harbour from here. Get ourselves moving now. You notice we're not moving there, and then we go to... And we have the green steering engaged there. Spoilers are up. We don't need those. Okay. Visibility is fantastic in the Learjets. Always has been. Big, wide windows there. Narrow, but wide. Okay, we've got 8 degrees flaps set right now for takeoff, so 1 notch of flaps. Okay, going to the runway. We should have plenty of room. We're going to set our GPS waypoint first, though, to make sure we have that in check. We'll do a little cut across to Friday Harbour just to make things easy. So we'll go here. I'll go here. I've forgotten how to use this system. I've got my no direct but 2 buttons, so I'm getting very confused as to how to remember this one. But we're not too far away, we'll just visually assess it, it'll be much easier. Last I recall, Friday Harbour's just over there, so nice and easy. Right, we'll turn off our nose steering. And let's crank this baby, shall we? Did that not go off? It did not. Well, we'll make it up as we go along. Okay. So I did click the steering lock button. It did not relock it. So that would be a manual reading job, but we have no manual, so we'll make it up as we go along. Vehicle is alive, moving. Sounds nice. Nose is up. Ooh, hello. Pull the power back a little bit. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. Okay. Let's roll over here. And these things will bank hard. So I'm pretty sure Friday Harbour's down there. Cool, so we're good. So it's us over there we want to be. Bring the nose around here. Go. Let the nose settle down here. Leave an AUKUS behind for once. But it feels like this girl needs a bit of a stretch of her legs. So push that nose down a lot more. She needs quite a bit of trim input to level it out. It's a very spicy aircraft in terms of its power. Nice and stable here. And I believe we're on track towards Friday Harbour. That's us there. Come round to port. I will say, in flight, she's a very beautiful aircraft. I'm going to switch my head off a little bit. Beautiful looking aircraft. Really visually pleasing. Fast, sleek looking. A lot of the liveries are very same, but I'm assuming we'll get more by the time it releases. We're at 3,000 feet, we'll drop that down to about 2, so I'll pull some power out here. So the thrust reverser arm for left and right. So where are we going to be? We're bang on track for Friday Harbour. Should be just about that bay, I recall. Make sure my head is switched back on again. Visually exciting and interesting in here. Everything's working, of course, and clickable. It does feel like an older aircraft, and honestly, I quite like it. The exterior looks good. Modelling is really nice. Functionality, clickability is good in the aircraft. The aircraft's candy features and functions, tablet systems are all very, very well made. Obviously with a manual to study and to learn full procedures and work out every single thing is in the cockpit. And admittedly there isn't a ton in the cockpit. This will definitely be a fun entry to the business jet world. Especially if you don't want to fly something super new, because we've always got the Cirrus jet, we've got the Vision jet, sorry. We have Phenom, I think there's a Phenom out there. I believe we also have the Citation. There's a couple of other ones knocking around. I should know this, I've reviewed most of them. There's the field. We'll stay downwind here. And we'll enter the downwind. So there are quite a lot of them out there, but I like the older Citation Mustang. I like this for being an older business jet, so if you want to fly something a bit more retro, maybe do a bit of Bugger Sugar running, or deliveries for Pablo, this would make an excellent option. It's certainly well equipped with features and functions, and we know from the 414 that they make excellent aircraft, so I would be fully in support of this one. I did pick this up myself, by the way. I paid my own money for the preview version, the beta access. So I do not feel like I've been shortchanged. It's expensive, $38, but given the system depth and function of the Chancellor, I would not be surprised if this is similar. 200, we need to slow down a bit here, so let's pop the old air brakes out. Wow, my chest appears to be the biggest thing visible from the window, and that's an awkward thing to say on a YouTube video. I feel super awkward now I'm not in the actual screen. Gears coming down. Turning base. 20 degrees on the flaps. Bring ourselves around to base. There's the runway. Bring the nose up here. Power applied. Okay, we're going to continue this turn from base straight into final. So we are level basically on here on base. We're going to roll it in for final now. Let ourselves kind of curve down here and establish a relatively stable. This is way further closer in than I really should be doing this circuit in a Learjet. We'll go with it. Flaps down to third position. Lots too much bank angle there, but I'll live with it.
500.
Okay. Let's get this thing stabilized here. Need to put quite a bit of trim in here to get her nose to be less pitch sensitive. Quite pitchy at the moment. Okay, watch my speed. 120. Yeah, very pitchy right now. I'm going to keep a little bit of back pressure in here because every time I think I've got enough back pressure, I don't. I was right on the borderline there where we touched down, but just enough for it to be okay. Oh, let's put some brakes on here. Before we start off the runway. Okay. So those are back in. Wonderful. We'll taxi ourselves off the runway here and get ourselves to parking. First landing ever there in the Learjet 35. It was predictable, but I felt it was quite pitchy on approach. Most likely quite accurate, but given the rear mounted engines and kind of narrow high-speed wing, I can see that being a feature. It's been tested by an instructor and by a Lear pilot, so if that's how it behaves, that's how it behaves. But it's definitely different. I've not flown many planes that go from being quite stable in their pitch attitude to once the flaps are down and they're slow, getting quite pitchy in the nose, so it was definitely a distinctive characteristic there that I noticed. Very rollable, maneuverable, and she warned me quite early about the stall there, more perhaps than I was expecting. It was faster than we expected, so it's probably my dirty stall versus the clean stall speed there, giving us a difference. Okay, parking brake is deployed. Let's make sure. How do I kill those? I don't know if I can. Ah. How do I click you? Ah, there we go. Wonderful. That'll be our fuel cut-off, which will bring the engines down. Power is off. Hydraulics is off as well. Anti-skid's off. Aircraft is shut down. So what do I think of the Lear 35? I think it's well made. I think it's got great functionality right now. I think we'll see... I was hoping the lights would come off because the power was turned off. I think it's been well done, and I look forward to seeing what it's like when it's finished. I'll be following the beta releases of this with great interest. It's certainly interesting. I'd love to see more retro paint schemes, because this feels very modern for a Lear 35. Give me some retro paint schemes, Flysimware. But otherwise, this feels like well worth a purchase. It's definitely in a flyable and far enjoyable state as it currently stands. So, there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.